Welcome back to GB News Saturday. I'm Pip Thompson. Now, Labour dealt a double by-election blow to Rishi Sunak this week by overturning two huge Conservative majorities in Tamworth and Mid Bedfordshire. Sir Keir Starmer claimed Labour was redrawing the political map by taking seats which had been comfortably Conservative ahead of the general election expected next year. In Mid Bedfordshire, Alistair Strathern took the seat over his Tory rival. Well, what could this mean for the Prime Minister? Is he marching his party towards a 1997-style wipeout or worse? Well, joining me now is former Conservative member of the European Parliament, David Campbell Bannerman. Good afternoon to you, David. Thanks for talking to me this afternoon. You'll remember that year very well, 1997 landslide. Do you think you're in danger of that happening again next year?
I'm afraid, yes, at the moment. I mean, the polling is terrible and these by-election losses are terrible. I fought in 97, I fought in 2001, and, we were out of power, the Conservatives, for 13 years. And I think the message, though, is what's happened is Conservative voters haven't turned up. In masses, 20,000 missing in all of these seats like Tamworth, Mid Beds. And the lesson is, we've got to become more Conservative again, cut taxes, get a grip of public spending, sort out immigration for real, grasp those Brexit opportunities. We saw today that the neutrality rules are going to stay, the EU neutrality rules, which will screw up a lot of housing developments. And that's outrageous. So we've got to be more Tory again, and then our voters will return, and it could mean that we could actually win the next election.
OK, David, but some people would say low turnout at the by-elections, that's a pretty feeble excuse. And turning it around, well, you ain't got long to do it, have you? Maybe a year, maybe 15 months? Yeah. It's nothing.
I mean, we have to hold the election by January 2025. Yeah. I mean, I think it's more likely to be in about a year's time. It's tight. But as I say, the message is if we don't become more Conservative again, and these Tory voters don't turn up in large numbers in the general election, then we really do have a headache. We'll be worse than 97. Professor Curtis has said that. And that is outrageous. We lost 178 MPs in 97, went down to 165 total. You end up with a rump. And if it's worse than that, then we are in serious trouble. So, we've got to get Tory again, and we've got to get back to what we really stand for. And make clear that's what we do stand for. And in that year, it's possible to turn things around, but we've got to act quickly.
Some would blame Boris Johnson, former Prime Minister. Some would blame Partygate. All those events in 10 Downing Street while the rest of us were suffering. Could be a big part of this.
I don't buy it, because after 3 months of intense media attention after Partygate, we're only 2 to 4% behind in the polls. I mean, in his resignation speech, Boris Johnson, he refers to being a couple of points behind in the polls, and we're now minus 20 or worse. And I'm afraid, Rishi has got to get a grip on this. If he's going to stay, I think, he could be in big trouble. He's coming up to a year anniversary, and MPs might think, well, we're all going to lose our seats, so we might as well get rid of Rishi. And I think
do you think that's possible? Do you think that no confidence letters could be going in next week? And Rishi Sunak's position as Prime Minister is a bit perilous. And wouldn't that actually make it more perilous for the Tories, for Rishi Sunak to go barely a year before an election?
Well, I think it is perilous for Rishi. Remember, no one voted for him. The membership didn't vote for him, which is something the CDO, the Conservative Democratic Organisation I chair...
Yeah, but the membership voted for Liz Truss, and we know what happened there.
Well, she actually did a lot of good, but she made a big mistake too far, as she said, economically. She did the right thing in the wrong way, and there was a terrible price to be paid. That's true. But let's not just throw away all that she did. She was right on the economy. Even Labour actually are following her appeal to have economic growth. But I do think Rishi, he's either got to really say we're going to become more Conservative again and really mean it, or he's in trouble, I think, because Tory MPs are going to think we're all going to lose our seats. And to date, they've had their heads stuck in the sand. They haven't actually reacted to a lot of this. They think they're going to be saved by Rishi at the last moment. These two by-elections have said that's not going to happen. They are in serious trouble. They are getting seats if they don't. If the government doesn't change dramatically and get back to being Tory government, or Rishi's got to go, and you've got to get a leader that actually believes in those conservative policies again. That is, it's not likely, but it is feasible.
David, very finally, I just want a quick answer. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you understand the morale in the Tory party to be like at the moment?
-2.
Really?
I don't think it's even positive, I'm afraid. But, a lot of Conservative MPs have given up. They're resigned. It's a bit like, I call it the Hong Kong phenomenon, where they're just, waiting for the left hordes to march in, as in Hong Kong. And that is not good enough. We've got to fight. We don't want to be out of power for 10 years. I remember that as a Conservative, under Tony Blair, 13 years of Labour government. The damage it causes is enormous. So they've got to get their heads out of the sand, and they've got to do what is necessary, including challenging Rishi to do better or to go.
OK. David Campbell Bannerman, former Conservative member of the European Parliament. Really appreciate your thoughts. Thanks ever so much.